It is 11:57 on Thursday, June 19th. It is a federal holiday, Juneteenth. I don't really know how to go off of that sentence, but today's an important day, whatever. It's probably not the greatest way to start that. um, but just did more work. I have blisters on my hands because I had to move an incredibly large rock, like not even a long distance, maybe like 100 feet. And I had to do it by hand, and it was probably a good 300-pound rock. And so, like, I had to put it up on its side and, like, roll it, but then it doesn't roll. It was really annoying, and I do a lot of moving and pulling, and I got a couple blisters on my hands, which just kind of sucks. But the thing I want to talk about is that tomorrow it is supposed to rain quite a bit, so I'm not going to be doing a lot of outside work and somebody working in the house. And I really, really want to rearrange the basement / clean the basement. The only problem is that we have kind of like 3 quote-unquote sections to our basement. There's a section where there are couches and TV, there's a section where there's a ping pong table, and there's a section which is storage. And it's kind of in a line, like there's not separate rooms or anything. And the big problem is ping pong table takes up a lot of space, and because we still have a lot of younger cousins and family friends come over, they use it a lot. So we want to keep that. Well, the problem, like the thing is that we have these really weird support pillars, like that go up, which I don't really understand why we need them. It has something to do with the upstairs, because there's the TV section is arguably bigger than where the support section is. I don't quite understand them. But my mom is like, well, with the 2 pillars here, we put a little bar, like high top with this, and we'll hang the TV up on the wall. I'm like, no, that's a terrible idea. For one, you do not want to have a high top that close to the couch area. And we don't have a big enough basement to designate a high top to begin with, because again, it's all in a line. You don't want to have that separation. And she's also like, well, hang the TV on the wall. I'm like, no, the TV should be eye level when you sit down. Like, I'm sitting down right now, I should be looking straight ahead and be at the center of the TV. Currently it is, but every other place that she wants to put / move the TV, it's not eye level, so you have to be looking up. And that's not a good thing. You don't want to be looking up. There are a couple of places, like the other, like upstairs, we have another little more homey area that has a smaller TV, and that's a little bit up, but we're significantly farther away. So it's okay to sit down and look up because you're not actually looking that far up. But because we're this close to the TV in this area, you actually have to move your head. It's really annoying. So we can't put the TV there. You also want to have your back to a wall when you're watching TV. You don't want to like have your back and then have people walking behind you. That just feels a little anxious. Like, you don't want to like maybe lean your head back and somebody hit it. Doesn't really feel correct. And the thing is that where the TV is right now kind of sucks, because you can't really watch TV in daylight because the glare is insane. And also for some reason, well, not for some reason, this is what my mom complains about, is that the bathroom is visible from the couch. And I think that's fine. And then maybe another downside is the sliding door, because wherever the place that I am from has a lot of sliding doors as their basement out into the yard, because there really aren't any places that have basements that are just basements and no outlets. Pretty much every house that I know has a basement that goes out into the yard. Maybe that's just where I'm from. Like, fun fact, I have a friend who lives a little bit more south than I do, and his house and all the houses around him do not have mudrooms. And if you don't know, a mudroom is just a place where you leave your shoes and coats because they may be muddy. And where I'm from, because I'm in the mountains, every house has a mudroom. It's important because there's a lot of snow melt and freezes, so everything gets a little bit more dirtier and muddier and a little bit grosser. So you want to track that everything through. So that's something that's really unique about this house. But like, we have mudrooms up here, and we also have sliding doors that go out into out into the lawn. Like, that's just kind of what happens. But that may be bad, but like the way the couches are set up is perfect. It's in a little bit of a cutout, so the couches are a little bit back with two chairs kind of flanking it, but you're directly back against the wall, which is perfect. Because then nobody is behind you, nobody's looking behind you, nobody's walking behind you. You can just lay out and you don't have to feel like somebody else is around you. Awesome. But again, the glare is terrible. It's one of my biggest frustrations. And the corner where the storage is, actually, my mom has a really good plan. She wants to get rid of the storage racks. It's pretty much all the board games we've amassed from my childhood, and a lot of old Legos that were my dad's when he was growing up, that my grandmother then gifted to me and my sister as Christmas gifts throughout my childhood years. But over there, and she wants to put a couch, a lot of bookshelves, make a little reading nook, which is great. But a reading nook should not be in complete darkness. It should not be in complete darkness. So the reading nook should really be over by where the windows and the sliding door is. Because maybe you want to read and you want to have the door open. Great. You have the natural light, so you don't have to turn on lighting. But then that just leaves the area for the TV to be in the awkward position of being in between where people are walking. Because what's great about where it is right now is that nobody really walks in and out or in front of the TV, because it's kind of the end of the basement. Like, I have a couple rooms. There's a quote-unquote workout room, but really is just a storage room, bathroom, and the room I'm in right now, which is the bunk bedroom / where I keep my PC. So everybody's walking in and out from under there. So you can never put the TV up against flush the wall to the left, because then people will constantly be walking in front of it. So they have to go to the bathroom, so they want to get to this room. You can't have it there. But again, you shouldn't have it the other way around, because then you have your back against people walking behind you, which just feels uncomfortable. And then the stairwell opens up to the third spot, so you can't put it in the third spot. So the only spot to put it is this spot over here. But then the reading nook, it's just really, they don't plan it right. Like, in my room, there's these heating little things that come out of the, kind of towards the floor. They're maybe about 3/4 of a foot high, and they go the length of a wall, and that's how you heat the room. I don't know what they're called, but they go on the floor, and that's just what I've always had. It's when I grew up in my house. It's just what it was. And again, pretty common for up here. The problem is you can't put anything against that wall. Luckily, it's under the window for me, so there's not really a lot of space. But what I kind of want to do is I want to run a bookshelf, and it can probably go up maybe 3 feet, and run a bookshelf underneath that entire thing and put my collections there. Maybe not the stuff that I don't want to show off, but the stuff I still want to have. And that would be really great, but I can't do that. That doesn't work there, because the way we design the house makes it so it's like that. My sister's rearranging the room, and she can't put some of the stuff on an entire wall because there's the heating rail, I don't know. And there's just so many design flaws within this house. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense in some regards. They like, my mom's grand plan is more of a contingency plan, is that if she wanted to turn the basement into a quote-unquote apartment. We have a bathroom, a bedroom, an office / workout / storage, an actual living area, and it's right next to the storage, and it has a sliding glass door, so you can go out and not have to worry about disturbing anybody else from like upstairs or whatever. That would be great, but there's no chance that that's ever going to happen. Why would we want to rent this place out? It's not like we need the money. It's not like people would want to be in this area. Not saying that this is not a good area to be in, but it's quite secluded. And she was like, well, maybe I was thinking that you would live in our house for a little bit, maybe. And I'm like, no. Like, I love this place, but this is like low key the place that I want to retire in. It's in the town that I want to retire in because I love the mountains. I love the outdoors. I don't want to live here right out of college. Like, I'm going to be moving to a different country probably, or at least a city, because that's what my job will demand. So I'm not going to be living here. So why did you design it so that we were living here? Because you made it inefficient. Again, support pillars don't make any sense because she set it up that she wanted to put a bar there, which again is, I think, a terrible, terrible idea. Because for one, it just ruins the entire flow of the room. Because I'm looking at the door right now. I'm facing forward. If I open the door, like right now, opening the door, I have a direct walkway to the stairwell with all the doors to my left. So I go out, and there is the bathroom. I go a little bit farther. There is the other room, and then the stairwell. It fits. There's a walkway. So then you can put everything that you actually want to the left. Or to the right, I guess. From my perspective. And so you can create these subsections, again, like the 3 subsections, but then you have that walkway. And you don't want to place anything. So the middle has to be like the ping pong table should stay in the middle. I think we should just put shades on the top window. And like low key, what will be really interesting is that if you don't want to look at the bathroom, for one, just close the door. Like, why don't you want to just close the door? Or 2, just extend the wall out just a little bit so that people in this bedroom, so when friends are staying over, say they need to use the bathroom or go shower, they don't have to go outside their room to go shower. Extend the wall. Extend it out a little bit so that it's not necessarily a part of the room, because I agree that it shouldn't be connected because this is a mutual space. Like, this room is the guest house, so you want it just not the guest house, the guest bedroom. And so you want those shared spaces to have direct access, but make a little cutout so that maybe it's a little bit more private. Or just like make a wall across that entirely. Like, I don't think that's a good idea, but then it solves the entire problem of having your back not against the wall and having the walkway right behind it. Because really, like, if you sit down, like, she really wants to, it used to be like this, but if you sit down and you constantly have people walking behind you, that just makes you feel uneasy. The feng shui of it is not good. So you won't want it there. And the couches are in a really good, couches, the singular couch and 2 chairs, are in a really good position, and the TV is in a really good position. It's away from, it's at the end of the area so that people are watching and never going to have anybody walking in front of it. It's just the glare. So I really think we put blinds up in the thing that actually makes the glare. We clean it up a bit. We add some more shelves, places behind it. We get rid of some things. So what's interesting is that the TV ends right at the wall, and then where the room I'm in, the doorway kind of begins, and then it extends all the way to the end where the sliding glass door is. So you add bookshelves or something over on that side to hold your DVDs, your other things, all this and that. And then behind you, where the couches are, couch against the wall, perfect. Chairs come in a little bit diagonally so that you're kind of creating a U, more oval-y, kind of half oval. So it becomes a little bit more communal. And that's where you put more things behind it, more like just things. I don't know what things. That's the thing, is that we have too many things and we want to get rid of some of them. So whatever we need to store there, we'll store there. And then that'll be great. And then turn to your right towards the rest of the basement, then you have, I like the ping pong table, but I would actually really think that we should get rid of it for space reasons, or at least have it in a way that that center area is used a little bit better, I think, or something like that. Yeah. And then the reading nook. Like, it makes sense, and it's just really unfortunate the way they laid out everything, where they didn't take into account what you're putting in the place, and they only took into account what the function of the place would be. And like, I know that's not true. Like, I know that they were very meticulous about designing this house and figuring out what was going to go in here, because like some things fit very well. Like upstairs in the little family space we have, the couch fits perfectly and is great. It's built essentially around the couch, I would say. And there's a bunch of other things. But like in upstairs TV room, we have a bookshelf, which I'm going to commandeer when they get rid of it and make that my drawer for all my clothes. But they have a smaller TV, but it's offset to the left. So if you're sitting all the way to the right end of the couch, kind of toward the toward the hallway, then you're looking significantly farther away. And then what she did is that she added a closet directly kind of in the middle. So if you think of a room, you say one side, other side. Right in the middle is the left edge of a door to a closet. And why is there a closet there? And we have a computer in there. And my mom's like, oh, I want to make it the office. I'm like, no, you don't make that the office. Like, if you're so really into this being a quote-unquote den, because that's what my grandmother called her living area, was the den. So we've called this the den. That's the room name. If you wanted this to be a den, which is supposed to be homey, it's supposed to be comfortable, it's supposed to be where people go to get away, she wants to add like a sliding glass door, like a entryway doors to conceal that area off. I'm like, no, like that would be sick. But when you come down the stairs, you're coming down and you're looking directly into that area. And that's a pretty cool view, because you come down and you're like, oh, these people are here. Oh, they're having a good time. It's very homey. It's where we are. It's a very comfortable view. And that's what you want to do when you come down in the morning. It makes sense. You're looking there. And then it's just like, why'd she make it so that I don't think that should be there. And she's like, well, that's going to be my office eventually. I'm like, no, your office is the workout room that we have. We don't use that at all. Finish it up, make that your office, and just have a time down there. Do something different. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And it frustrates me because maybe I see, like, how things are played out a little bit better. But my room is the best room in the house. Hands down, best room in the house. Currently has the best decor. Currently has the best layout. It has a vision of what it wants to be. The room that I'm in now, designed by me, makes complete and total sense. Each wall has enough space to fill it up without making it feel cluttered. I have bunk bed right here. To the right of it, another set of bunk beds. So that covers 2 walls. The separation in between the bunk bed, you put a bookshelf. The empty space right in front of the windows, we have a desk. It's equidistant from one bunk bed and equidistant to the wall, which is covered by another bookshelf. And then you have this little tiny hutch thingy that covers the rest of the wall that we don't really use. And it's just random stories. This little empty space right here would be empty if you didn't need it, but you have this table. So like everything is filled up, but then you still have a lot of space to hold things. A lot of space for things to go in front of the bunk bed to put your suitcase when you're coming and visiting my house. Everything makes sense within this room. It makes sense. It's laid out, made sense. The pictures make sense. They're in places to fill up the space and not make it feel cluttered, and make like 2 pictures of both me and my sister did of like this like paper mache collages of a lighthouse. It looks great. Eye level. This wall would be completely empty and unusable if you didn't have it. And you leave enough space right here for the door to swing open. So when the door swings open, the end of the door to the start of the painting is the same distance from the end of the wall to the start of the painting on the other side. It just makes sense. And they don't see that. They don't see how things are supposed to make sense in the house, how things are supposed to be laid out. They've designed it in a way that it now makes it significantly harder to make things comfortable. And that frustrates me a lot, because I take a lot of joy in moving things around and making it comfortable and making it new. And now that I am very much more interested in like finishing the house, because it really hasn't been finished. It's just been laid out and then we've moved stuff. Finishing it and making it a home now. Like the home. It's done. She either wants to change more things, add more rooms, add a patio, add a blah, blah, blah. That makes it so that we're just adding more things and not fixing the core problems at heart. Like, we do not need to build a patio of stone out in our backyard and add a fireplace until we fix the basement. Because we live in the basement. We use the basement more than we would use the patio. Because do you know what happens to a patio in winter? It's too cold to use. So you have to fix the basement. You have to fix the den. You have to add the correct decor on above the hutch. You have to get the paintings to fill the empty space in our stairwell, because you don't want to use the paintings that we essentially bought for $1 when the hotel downtown was renovating and wanted to get rid of its old things. Like, why do we still have the chairs? The chairs for like the high top chairs from our old house that are just sitting in the basement. Like, why? It doesn't make sense. She doesn't want to get rid of things. She thinks what's really annoying is that I'm like, okay, we'll clean out the shelves because maybe we don't need some things. And it keeps reminding me of the How I Met Your Mother scene where it's, have you used it in the past year? If you haven't used it, then it's going in the box. And you're not going to use it, it's putting it out of the triangle and it's going away. I think that's what we should do. And the categories are you using it? Great. It's saved. Have you used it at least once this year? It's a novelty that you use every so often. Great. Using it. Is it important to you specifically? Great. Use it. Is it something that you don't use at all anymore, but it has a memory associated with it and you're fond of it? Great. Keep. Anything else that you're like, I don't have any emotional connection to it, I don't use it anymore, donate it. Donate it to somewhere else. Give it to somebody else who they want to have. And my mom is like, no, but I want to keep everything and I want to display everything. I'm like, no, I just redid my entire room where I kept everything out in the open and it felt so dirty and stiff and tight. And like everything was moving in. There's so much stuff. So do you know what I did? I took everything. I put them in piles on things that I want to keep. And then what I did is I was like, all right, is this something that I want to display? Is this very important to me? I'm like, yes, put it over here. I'm like, is this just important to me, but I want to just have it, but it's not something that I want to display? I put somewhere else. I put it not in a box. I put it on a shelf in my closet. It's there. Every time I open my closet, I see it. I'm reminded of it. It's beautiful. Put it away. That's what we should do. She's like, well, yeah, I want to get bookshelves that have doors so I can put it behind the bookshelves. I'm like, great. But we don't have the bookshelves now, and you're never going to be able to buy the bookshelves until you know what the space looks like without all the clutter. So, find an empty box. Find the things that you want to keep out, because we use a lot of the time, are you proud to show? Everything else that you want to keep, in the box. We'll save it for later. Perfect system. She doesn't want to do that. It's really frustrating for me, because it's not like I think I'm right, and this is the right way to do it. But it kind of is when it comes to... So, my dad and my mom, or my dad and my sister have no pull in whatever happens when we move the house. Except if it's my sister's room, my dad's quote-unquote office, which is just the guest bedroom. And so not everything else is up to me and my mom. If it's her space, I let her do what she wants because I will have no say in it. Why do I get to dictate what happens in her room? But what happens in the kitchen, what happens in the dining room, which really is the kitchen, and the living room, which really is the kitchen, I see all the time, I interact with, so I want to have a say in it. The den, I want to have a say in it. The basement, I want to have a say in it. My room, I get a say in it. So I'm telling her all these things, and half the importance of a room is not just that it looks good, but feels good. The room I'm in feels good. There's a lot of open space. The eyesight, the walkways to get from one side of the room to the other make sense. It's a line. It feels good. My room previously did not feel good. It was off, and now it feels great. It looks great. And so you have to do that. And the only way to be able to see what looks good, what feels good, is to get rid of everything and understand what's like. I didn't move my desk out and put that chair in that I have up there now until I cleaned everything out and was like, okay, now that I can see everything, this goes perfectly here. That's how you do it. And she doesn't want to do it, and then she'll start suggesting things that are wrong and don't have the right feel, and it's very frustrating because I love doing this. I love moving things around. I love designing how things look. I've talked about this with video games, is that I struggle with creating art. That is one of the things that I'm trying to learn how to do. I think this weekend I'm going to try and go to just get a notebook, start drawing, do things. I really got to try and start doing that. But if I have the tools and the art already made, like I made the video game on my YouTube channel, is just the Celeste tile sets. And not gonna lie, it looks pretty good. The level design makes sense. It looks good. The contour of the cave up top looks good. It makes sense. It looks pretty. So if I have the tools already, I can make it look good. I can make it look really good. And that's the great thing about interior design. I don't have to create anything. I just have to rearrange it so that it looks good. And I am really good at that. I've offered a lot of times to just do this as my favor for them. They won't let me yet because they're like, I want to do there too because it's a lot of things. I'm like, okay, but the whole point is that we're not going to be buying anything for a while. So we have what we have, make it work. What we don't want to have, or what we're going to put into something else later, we take away. And you figure it out, and you put it in a place that makes sense. And so I really want to do that. And it's just difficult because they don't understand that this is what I'm good at. I can take a picture. I can see a picture of a dorm room, and I know exactly where to put everything for it to be the most comfortable for me. And again, I have to point out that yes, this is for me. Everything is that it feels the most comfortable to me. It looks the best to me. But I also understand I understand my grandmother instilled this concept into me, is that you have to have your floor darker than your ceiling. Because looking up is light. Looking down is dark. It's the same way I perceive taste in different ways. Taste is all about direction and feeling and how it moves. When it comes to complementing different flavors, it is complicated. I don't want to talk about it. But a room is eyesight, and when you sit down, I'm sitting down, I'm facing the window. That's why I always keep the door closed. But I don't mind facing away from the door, even though technically I should be facing, sideways here so I can see the door, see the window. But I digress. It's just complication of the desk, because it's a really bulky desk. If I had a different one, I would put it somewhere else. But you walk in. What do you see? The main attraction, the computer. First thing you see. Second thing you see is the bigger bunk bed. Third thing you see is, I wonder what the third thing you see. You walk in, you go 1, 2. I think the third thing you see is the second bunk bed. But then you also look to the left and you see the paintings, you see the pictures, the collection of books, so that it flows with eyesight. So there's a movement to it. There's a feeling there that my mom doesn't understand yet. She goes into somewhere and she's like, "Oh, this looks good. This looks good here." I'm like, "Yeah, but you have to understand that you're not just looking from that one angle. When you come down the stairs and you look off to the right, first thing you notice is the ping pong table. then what should you notice next? What do you want them to notice next? Do you want the couches to blend in and the TV to blend in, or is that a fixture of it? It's much more complicated than I think she really understands. And though I know she understands decor and how it's placed, but I think a lot of what she's doing is just, it looks good, it complements that. But there's a lot more to it, I think. Like, she'll suggest something for my room, and I'm like, no, but, like, my bed, you open the door, my bed is to the left. In the left-hand corner. Like, my door is in the right-hand corner, my bed is in the left-hand corner. It's so that whenever you're sleeping, you're never just looking at the door. Because I don't like that. It feels like it's anxiety. But whenever you're sleeping, you can look to the left and you can see whoever entered. You don't have to look behind you, away from you. It's nice. You're not being focused always on the door. That's not the first thing you see when you come into the room. The first thing you see to come into the room is the chair, maybe my record little stacks, or my poster that's on the wall right in direct eyesight. The first thing you see is not the bed, which is important, because you don't want the first thing to see in your room a bed, because maybe it's a mess. But what if you're sleeping? What if you're in an uncomfortable position? You don't want you to be in that situation being the first thing that you see when entering a room. When I'm sitting at my PC, I want people to see me as the first thing in the room, because I'm doing something. This is something I'm doing. I don't want them to interrupt me. So if somebody opens the door, the first thing they should see is me. Because I am now not the most important thing, but I'm doing something. When somebody comes down the stairs, the first thing they should see is the ping pong table. Because if somebody's playing ping pong, they don't want to get in their way. When you open the front door at our house, it opens, and you open up. First thing you see is, even though the kitchen is directly in front of it, the door opens and swings, and the first thing that technically you see is the living room and the dining room. And that is a very good introduction to a house. You see where people hang out, you see where people eat, and then you see where people makes the food. It's a welcoming, and it feels very open and, I don't know, like, transparent. So that's all why there's so much more thought put into how things work, and the color choices, the decor choices. Like, I think that we should get a white painting. There's this really good painting that I saw in this local art shop. There's this white painting of a tree, and it's pretty much all white with some gray accents, and it's beautiful. And again, and that would be in a winter piece. You would only hang that up in winter. But if you hang it up right in the staircase, it's not an accent piece. It's not something that you hang up and you look at entirely. But when you come up the stairs and you look up, you see this just beautiful, serene painting, and it fits the whiteness of the stairwell, the emptiness of the stairwell, but it adds a little bit of spice. And it's also directly opposite of it would be the windows, where you would look out and you would see the white snow on the ground. So there's more thought, and I like thinking about this. That's why I love building things in Minecraft. That's why I loved making things from that tile set. And it's something to create from something that's already there, and I love it. And my mom doesn't let me have the reins all the time, which is really frustrating, because I just feel like I know a little bit better, and that may be a lot, because my mom did design this house. She did put a lot of effort into the decor and where things go, and some of the decisions I don't agree with. And she thinks it looks good. She thinks it looks good. She ultimately has the last say, because this is quote unquote her house. But I also live here. I also use a lot of these spaces more than she does. So I should have a little bit more say in some of the things that goes on there. But I also think that I do a little bit better job than her. So I can't believe I've been speaking for 34 minutes. But yeah, that's my little rant on that, because as you can tell, it's something I'm very passionate about. It's something I really enjoy, and it's something I feel like that I'm excited to do. And specifically with the basement, I'm not annoyed that she's stopping me from moving things around into different spaces. I'm just annoyed that she's not letting me do it regardless, because she thinks that landscaping is more important which is great, but landscaping is just superficial. I've moved a couple rocks. I've done a lot of mowing. I've set up sprinklers for her flowers and weeded her garden. That's all superficial. I want to have something, I want to do something that feels a little bit more permanent and a little bit more impactful, because the lawn is great, but I go up the lawn. I don't use the lawn anymore. I don't throw a ball around with Dad. That's not a thing we do. If I go somewhere, I go to the golf course and I hit some balls. I go to the gym. I run around in the trails that are in this town, or I do something else, or I'm just inside. Like I don't look outside and see everything, but I look inside all the time, and I move around inside, and it's a mess right now, and I really want to clean it. And my mom has been talking so much about how she really wants to clean the basement. Oh, she really wants to move it and do a bunch of things. But then she doesn't let me sometimes, and I really, 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 really want to. So, yeah, I'm going to stop talking because I could keep talking forever about this, and I need to order some vinyl covers, and I think I'm going to do something else. I don't really know. I'm not exactly tired yet for some reason. But yeah, I still haven't finished my room. I need that dresser. I need that dresser, which is the shelf that holds the TV in the den, which is going to take like years for that to be changed, because even though my mom is like, oh, I know what I want there, she's not going to buy it, because I don't know why she's not going to buy it. Like, we don't need a patio. Give me my dresser. That's just the right thing. But yeah, I'm very proud of my room, this room, and the things that I have moved around. So I'm really excited to start on the basement.